Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about Cardano because I really think Cardano investors really need to check out this information because it is going to be very detrimental to your success in terms of you making right financial decisions as far as investing in Cardano is concerned. Obviously, we are also going to look at BTC, Bitcoin, because wherever Bitcoin goes, this is where a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies usually tend to follow. Last but not the least, I really want to take this humble opportunity to look at Steem because I think it's one of those cryptocurrencies that has been neglected. So we are going to be looking at three cryptocurrencies today. We are going to be looking at Cardano, Bitcoin, and Steem. I know you guys are itching to find out this information, so all I'm asking for you to do right now is simply smash the like button. Please, it only takes about 1 second of your time. Hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on post notifications because I'm going to be coming at you on a daily basis with this back-to-back rich financial information, and I know you guys are really looking forward to this amazing information. I go by the name of Muna, that's Muna, aka Beyond 10x, where we make 10x profit, never lacking, never slacking. I think I'm doing way too much for today. So anyway, without further ado, I just want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor, and whatever you do, please do your own due diligence. Do not ever listen to anybody, including myself, because you just have to do your own due diligence, and you always have to work on improving your trading IQ. So without further ado, let's get into Bitcoin because just like I told you, it's very important for us to have like a general perspective of where Bitcoin is going to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the past few months, ever since February, I've been talking about the price of Bitcoin going to about 6,000 US dollars. In February, I told you about Bitcoin going all the way to about 6,000 US dollars by before May. And right now, we only have about 2 weeks remaining in order for my prediction to come to reality. So is Bitcoin finally going to hit my threshold? Are we going to reach 6,000 US dollars? This is what we are going to be talking about today because, ladies and gentlemen, the odds are really looking very good for us, ladies and gentlemen. So as guys, I'm not really a person who's talking from without because I have been waiting for this move for a very long period of time. And right now, if we check out the indicators, if we check out the exponential moving averages, we are rolling right above the 20 EMA, which is a very good sign. If we take a look at the volume, we are having back-to-back type of bumper volume. So that really means we are doing pretty well. So we might have a situation where we might end up crashing to the 13 EMA, and we are just going to end up bouncing off of the 13 EMA and further going up in terms of volume, just like we did right around this area. So I am not even worried, not even the slightest bit. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, let's go back to the 4-hourly time frame because I really want to show you some exciting information. So right now we are looking at the daily chart. Let's look at the 4-hourly chart because we did receive 3 conservative buy conservative entries right over here. One is over there, another one is right over there, and we have another one right over here. So let me just try to zoom in. First of all, let's get rid of the OBV. So as you guys can clearly see, right, we have these 3 conservative buy signals right over here, which are very good bullish signals. So right now I'm really expecting the price of Bitcoin to do tremendously well, especially in the coming days. It might be 3 days from now, it might be by the end of the week, it might be next week, but whatever's going to happen, Bitcoin has to touch 6,000, 6,200, or even though we don't really get to like touch 6,000, I think it's very possible for us to get as close to 6,000 as possible. It could be 5,700 US dollars, it could be 6,500 US dollars. Regardless, we are still going to make this money. So guys, as you can see, we had very good conservative entries right over here, and based on the 4-hourly volume, right, we are having bumper to bumper volume, we are having a lot of buying momentum. So guys, volume is very important because wherever volume goes, this is where the price usually tend to go as well. Think of it like this: if you're trying to, drive up a hill, right, you obviously need energy. The more energy that you have, the easier it's going to be for you to have acceleration power, and you are obviously going to overcome your getting above the hill type of situation. And in this case, we have volume on our side. We've got the fundamentals slightly aligning towards the bullish side, because all of a sudden Forbes is talking about Bitcoin. Everybody is looking at Bitcoin because everybody was expecting Bitcoin to go to about 4,200 all the way to about 3,700, but that isn't happening right now because a suckers rally has to play its role, and people have to FOMO back in so that we go right above the 6,000 level area. And the other thing that I really wanted to show you guys is the fact that according to the weekly chart, right, we are still in a bear market. So according to the daily chart, we are still in a very good bullish type of market, but according to the weekly, we still have a little bit of red days to overcome. As you guys can clearly see, right, obviously we've been having aggressive buy entries according to this yellow candle right over here, right? So that just really means that we've got aggressive type of market situations going on. So please remember, we are really not out of the woods. There's a lot of things that we really need to do. So even though I'm very bullish at the moment, like in the midterm, we still have a very high probability of us going back down to test the lows. So anybody who's going to tell you otherwise, I don't really know. Only time will tell. But so far, we've been having very good trades and we've been doing our very best. So just like I was telling you guys, we definitely have to more than likely come and test this previous resistance before we head back down. So just to let you guys know that I am a person that talks from within rather from without, let me just take you back in time, because I really think it's very important for us to always have a little bit of lessons, especially from the past. So according to the 2015 bull market, right, the previous bull market, we had a similar situation. Look at this amazing, exciting information which is being relayed right around this area. I don't really know whether you guys can clearly get this, but as you can see, right, we had a situation where the bear market was really aggressive right around these areas, right? And then we had major weeks of higher highs and just ferocious volume, and everything was fine and dandy. But all of a sudden things started going back to the previous ways, and the market turned a little bit bearish as well. So as you guys can clearly see, right, we had a situation in 2015 where we had very good momentum. Then all of a sudden we started going back down, and a few weeks later we ended up bottoming out. And to be honest with you guys, there's this situation where there was this massive wick to the downside. I'm sure a lot of people really got wrecked. Look at this heinous wick to the downside. So I'm really expecting to have such a scenario. So guys, even though we might end up reaching 6,000 US dollars, don't really get too carried away, don't really get too overwhelmed, because we still have to go back down to test the bottom. We really need to cement the bottom and really get down with it, because right now there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of uncertainties, and obviously right now there's a lot of people who are watching the market from the sidelines. So what we need to do in order for us to have a full throttle bull market, right, is to go back down and get those people who are watching from the sidelines, because there are different types of traders out there, that traders that really want to have that full confirmation that the bottom is in, and then they're going to finally take us to the top, and we are obviously going to have a very good glorious bull market. So that's basically what we are waiting for. So right now, guys, we are literally in this market situation right over here. We are literally around these areas. So this is one of the reasons why I really think the next coming, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks, these are going to be very crucial. This is where these coming 2 to 3 weeks are going to be very, very crucial. This is where a lot of money is going to be made. So I love making money. I don't really know about you guys, and I really want you guys to be mentally prepared for what's about to happen, because it's really going to either make you a lot of money or you are going to be losing quite a lot of money. So a lot of you guys were asking, like, why do we really need to trade? Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of trading is due to the fact that you can really get to multiply your bags. Let me give you a very practical example. Let's say a year back, right, the price of Bitcoin was approximately 15,000 US dollars, right? If you were hodling all this time, your $15,000 Bitcoin right now would be valued at 5,200 US dollars, and you would have lost quite a lot of substantial amounts of money. But if you were trading, if you were looking at these indicators and playing with the fluctuations, right, if you were shorting on BitMEX, by the way, if you want to trade on BitMEX with leverage, I have a link in the description box. Affiliate marketing, you know how it is. Support the YouTube channel right over here. And if you guys were doing that, you would have obviously multiplied your bag. So basically, trading is one way where you get to take advantage of your money. You let your money do the working for you. Of course, you have to apply a little bit of knowledge here and there, and you just can end up making much more money as opposed to just hodling. So this is one of the reasons why I don't really like the mentality of just holding your coins and just letting them sit and just waiting for the next bull market, because there's a lot of money that you are leaving on the table. If you guys are cheap as I am, I'm a very cheap guy. I think cheap is a new sexy, guy. I think cheap is a new sexy, and you guys really just need to be very cheap when it comes to buying these cryptocurrencies. Get these cryptocurrencies as cheap as you can, and you guys are really going to be able to like make a lot of money in the long run. So please make sure you take advantage of these price fluctuations. You sell here, when the price becomes cheaper, you buy there, and you end up making a little bit of profit. And who doesn't love to have a little bit of extra money by the side? So yeah, I really hope that you guys understand this Bitcoin analysis and where we might potentially go. So yeah, in case we don't really end up going to 6,000 US dollars, right? I really expect the price of Bitcoin, if we're not just going to ferociously go up, I really expect the price of Bitcoin to go back down to about 4,800, then go back to 6,000 US dollars. So those are the two types of scenarios that I'm waiting for. Either we go to 6,000 US dollars, then come back down, or we go to about 4,800, 4,700, or 4,900. Well, let's just be precise. Let's look at the EMAs right now. So according to the 4-hourly EMA, right, so we've got a very good opportunity where the Bitcoin price might actually drop down to about 4,941 US dollars. This is corresponding with the 100 EMA. Or if things are really bad, we might end up correcting and finding a little bit of support right around the 4,640. But that is highly unlikely, because we do have a lot of volume, and the volume is really going to propel us to the next level. So I really hope that you understand where my Bitcoin analysis is obviously going to lead us. So yeah, I'm really hoping to reach 6,000 US dollars, because my May prediction has to come to fruition, and I'm really going to be happy because I have been waiting for this moment since February. So yeah, now let's talk about Cardano, because I think a lot of you guys are very good, or rather very big fans of Cardano. So obviously, I have a little bit of sad news, and according to the daily chart, right, as far as Cardano is concerned, right, we are running out of volume. We are running out of volume, and I think it's not really a bad thing, because we've been having very good amounts of volume, and we've obviously come a very long way. So obviously what really happens is the volume just goes away because, one, people have made enough money. Two, there's other cryptocurrencies which are very interesting to trade, like for example Bitcoin. I really think people are beginning to get back into Bitcoin, because recently we had a very good altcoin mini rally. So obviously people are taking profit and going back to the OG, aka Bitcoin. So we might have a situation where a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies are really going to suffer a little bit and just lose a little bit of value, because right now I think the spotlight is going back to Bitcoin. So according to the 1-day chart of Cardano, right, we are clearly running out of volume. So let's look at the 4-hourly, even though I don't really like relying on the 4-hourly because it is not a reliable, it's not as reliable as the daily and the weekly, right? So according to the 4-hourly, right, it is very, very evident that we've been we've been running out of volume, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys can clearly see, right, it's very easy to see, it's very clear to see. So what's really going to happen is the 13 EMA is going to start acting as resistance. So for example, when we have a slight bull run, right, we might have a situation where the volume goes to the 13 EMA and then just ends up going back down. So that thing can happen right over there. So that's a scenario that I'm going to be looking at. So as you guys can clearly see, we had a similar situation where we were going down, then all of a sudden we found enough volume to take us back up. So we might have such a similar situation. And yeah, so I'm not really trying to make you guys panic. All I'm trying to do right now is just give you a heads up. So a perfect example that I really wanted to show you is obviously during the bear market, right? We had this situation where the volume was finding resistance on the 13 EMA, and whenever it reached the 13 EMA, it ended up going back down. So maybe we might be at that point during this trading session. So that's just something that you guys have to look forward, or rather look out for, and you know, try to align your trades with what's going to be happening with the volume. So yeah, let me just try to put back everything just like the where everything was. So yeah, as far as Cardano is concerned, I got that conservative sell entry. So right now I'm expecting the price of Cardano to bounce back. Right now we are right around the 200 EMA. We are finding support right over here, and in the past we found support right on the 200 EMA right over here. We had a very massive wick to the downside, as you guys can clearly see right over here. Then we found support in the 200 EMA. So obviously if there's going to be a scenario in the future where Cardano is obviously going to break you know, towards the downside, especially below the 200 EMA according to the 4-hourly, right, then this is going to be a very negative sign, and obviously you guys have to be you know, preparing for the worst. All right, so even though I'm very bullish on Cardano, I'm a long-term holder of Cardano, and I really believe in the technology and all that stuff. Just like I explained to you guys, it's all about taking advantage of the volatility, because the more you play with the volatility, the bigger your bag gets, and who doesn't really want to make quite a lot of money? So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's really going to happen to the 200 EMA. Is Cardano going to go below the 200 EMA on the 4-hourly chart? What's really going to happen? So of course, we've also got another situation where the price of Cardano is obviously going to go back up to the all-time high right around this area. I don't really know whether you guys can clearly get it. Can you guys see this? So according to the previous all-time high, or the recent all-time high, right, Cardano obviously reached 1,945 Satoshi right around this area. So we've got a very good opportunity, or rather situation, where the price of Cardano might go back up and face the same resistance that we had right over here. So this is going to be a very good shorting opportunity. So remember, Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is going to go to 6,000 US dollars, I don't know, like in the next 3 days, right, expect a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies to also align with Bitcoin, and they're also going to follow where Bitcoin is going to go. If that happens, right, obviously a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies are obviously going to end up crashing their all-time highs, and that is really going to be a very good shorting opportunity for you guys. So right now I'm not really saying that, hey, sell your Cardano. it's about to go down right now. I'm just telling you that this is when we are supposed to be changing our trading strategy. As you guys can clearly see, according to the CM slingshot system, right? Obviously, the momentum is changing towards the downside. As you guys can clearly see, right? We were obviously roaming within the green boundary, right? As you guys can clearly see from the bottom, I don't really know whether you can get this, right? Do you see these green bars right over here, right? We obviously shifted from the red bar to the green bar when we're having these great upward momentums, and right now we are shifting from the green bars to the red bars right around this area. So this simply means that, hey, you might want to change your trading strategy because things are changing direction. So you might just want to be doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So right now, all I'm just doing is giving you a heads up and giving you the type of market scenarios that we might potentially have. So there's a possibility that Cardano might end up crashing its all-time high. And whenever that happens, short the market. Go short on Cardano, and trust me, you're going to end up making a lot of money because Bitcoin has to go back down and establish another base at the bottom. So you always have to be trading with Bitcoin in your mind. So if Bitcoin goes to about 6,000, tries to crash, its previous resistance, a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies are going to do very well. And obviously, we might end up crashing its all-time high, and we might even go to another position. We might end up going to another highlight. For example, this is a very good target for me as far as Cardano is concerned. This is where we experienced a double top, as you guys can clearly see. Yeah, let me just try to adjust it for you. As you guys can observe, right around this area we had a top, and we also had some resistance right around this area. So we might have a situation if Bitcoin is going to end up going back up high. We might have a situation where Cardano is going to end up reaching this area, which is going to be 2,467 Satoshi. So that's basically going to be a very good shorting opportunity, and this is where the big money is going to be made. And if we're ever going to reach this area, right, I'm obviously going to be using 10x leverage. I'm going to be going heavy. I'm going to be going all in terms of just going crazy with shorting the market, because I know it's going to ferociously come back down. And obviously, when we come back down, right, we are not going to stay very long at the bottom. Just like I explained with you guys, it's only going to like take about, I don't know, like maximum less than 2 months for the whole entire cryptocurrency market to go back up. So let me just show you one more time according to the previous scenario that we had in 2015, right over here, right, when we started declining in value, right? We only stayed at the bottom for like less than, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 weeks, like less than 2 months. So yeah, and getting to buy right around this area, you guys wouldn't have lost in any way, in any situation. You wouldn't have lost any money, because right over here, if we're ever going to go to the bottom, I'm really going to be 10x leveraging, and imagine having a 10x leverage all the way to the top. That is really going to be life-changing money. So guys, I am definitely excited, and I'm really thrilled to be sharing this information with you guys, because this information is really going to change somebody's life. For sure, it's going to change my life, because this time around, when we have the next bull market, I am going to be very prepared. I am so ready, because I have been studying a lot of material. I have been practicing. I have been multiplying my bags, and I am so ready to have this amazing type of growth. And guys, we are definitely going to be very rich. So I really hope that you guys are excited as well. So as far as Cardano, you guys have got these trading scenarios, and you guys have to do your own thing. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't want anybody to sue me by the end of the day. So please just prepare your trades. And where is Cardano going to bottom out potentially? I don't know. We just have to look at the previous bottom. So if we're going to have that massive pump to the upside and then we correct, right? Remember, this is a sucker's rally. suckers rally. Look, you guys have to do a little bit of research. Look at the Wall Street cheat sheet, and you guys are going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So even though I'm very bullish in the midterm, it doesn't really mean that we are not going to have a second correction. So possibly we might end up correcting back down right around this area. And looking at this indicator that I'm using, guys, for example, right over here, you guys can clearly see these conservative buy entries right over here. We had 1, 2, 3, and guys, 3 is a charm, because if you ended up buying the third conservative entry right over here, you would have made quite a lot of money. So let me just take you back a little bit. Where else did we have a very good conservative entry? Right over here we had pretty aggressive entries. All these yellow bars are aggressive entries, but you know me, I'm all about minimizing risk. I'm all about, you know, doing the right thing. So obviously getting in these conservative entries right over here could have made you quite a lot of money. You would have obviously done very well, you know, doing a 10x trade on this particular upward momentum right over here. So that's as far as Cardano is concerned. So as far as Shelley is concerned, it being released on April 20th or 31st April, I really don't think these guys are going to be able to deliver. So what's really going to happen is obviously the Shelley update is really going to be delayed, and people are going to get frustrated because, you know, getting to release such a very massive update is something which is very difficult to do, right? So a lot of the Cardano community is going to be applying a lot of pressure. They're going to be saying, hey, where's the Shelley update? How are we going to be able to like stake our coins? And the Cardano team is going to be like, hey guys, we need to work on a few things. We need to fix a few bugs here and there, and everybody's going to be frustrated, and people are going to end up dumping Cardano. So I don't really think Shelley is going to be released in April or by the end of April. I really think there's going to be a slight pushback. So a lot of you guys were asking me yesterday why the price of Cardano is obviously going down, because obviously, I don't know, maybe it's buy the rumor, sell the news. I really believe in Miami, I think there's an event right now, the IOHK conference, as far as Cardano is concerned, right? So obviously the price is obviously doing the opposite. So obviously buy the rumor, sell the news type of situation. By the end of April, Shelley is not really going to be released. The community is going to be frustrated. Everybody's going to be dumping their Cardano, and the whole cycle is going to repeat itself. So by the end of the day, I don't know. It's all about having very, very conservative expectations, because whatever happens, you might just end up being slightly disappointed. So let me just take a look at a few comments, because I believe you guys have a few questions for me. So how far are we? Today I have about 15 watching me right now, so big shout out to you guys. You guys are so amazing. Today we have about 15 live stream subscribers. Congratulations. Yesterday I had 5, the previous day I had 5, so you guys are slowly increasing. That's very good. So Gary is saying BTC 6,000. Ha 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 ha. All right. So Gary is thinking it's very impossible for Bitcoin to go to 6,000. Gary, can you imagine in February? I was talking about Bitcoin going to 6,000 in February when the price of Bitcoin was about 3,400 US dollars, and right now the price of Bitcoin is about 5,200. Do you honestly think like a very small price difference of about 800 US dollars is very impossible? I have been talking about Bitcoin going to 6,000 since February, so I really believe in my own technical analysis strategies, and I really think it's something which is very doable. If Bitcoin doesn't go to about 6,000, it's going to get close to 6,000. 5,700 US dollars or even above is very possible by May. So we only have about 2 weeks. I really hope my prediction is going to come to fruition, and I'm really going to be happy with my trading progress. So I don't really think it's very impossible. don't really underestimate the power of FOMO. Right now, people are beginning to FOMO back into BTC, and it's only about 800 US dollars. A few days ago, we moved from about 3,700 all the way to about 4,800 in a matter of one day. Do you honestly think 800 US dollars is something that is very difficult to achieve? My friend, be very careful. You're going to end up losing quite a lot of money. It's not really the perfect time to short the market right now. You're just going to end up losing a lot of money. Be very careful. So Marco Pons, Cardano is for the golf viewers. Yeah, big shout out to you, Marco Pons. You've been very consistent. I think I'm going to be giving a few donations to you guys in the future as soon as I make a lot of money, especially when Bitcoin goes down. So all the consistent subscribers that I'm having, I'm going to remember you guys for real. Oh, and by the way, sorry for pointing at the camera. According to Russian customs, it's very rude to point at something or at somebody. So yeah, sorry for making you guys very uncomfortable. So Muhammad, big shout out to you. I'm listening crypto YouTubers for 1.5 years. Some say this is going to go up and some currencies are going to go up, but the main thing is volume, which is so much low. The bullish pattern is not forming. All right, so Muhammad is saying the volume is very, very low. So let me just give you a very good trading strategy, Muhammad. So first of all, I would love to find out from you, which volume are you comparing with? Are you comparing with the previous bull market type of volume? If you're doing that, that is a very good way of losing money. So what you have to do is use the OBV, the on-balance volume is an aggregated type of volume, which is very recent, and this thing is very actual because it gives you green lines. That really means positive volume. That really means the volume which affected the price really caused the price to end up closing at a very high level. So this volume is like aggregated according to the previous days. So trading cryptocurrencies, or rather how exponential moving averages works, right? It just basically looks at the previous days. Like for example, the 20 EMA just simply works by adding, or rather aggregating, the previous 20 candles. So you going back to 2014 and comparing the volume, or 2018 comparing the volume that was there, and trying to compare with the current volume is a very fast way to lose money. So all you have to do is just use what you have at the moment. Use what you have at the moment, and you're going to make the best out of any situation. So yeah, don't compare the last bull market's volume to the current market situation that we're having. That's a really bad way of trading. So yeah, it seems everything is good. It seems everybody's having a great time. So last but not the least, let's talk about Steem. Steem is one of those cryptocurrencies that really made me quite a lot of money last year. And yeah, let's look at Steem right now. Unfortunately, it has been performing very badly. The current Steem market cap is about 129. Yeah, the volume is about 1.1 million US dollars right over here, and yeah, the all-time high was right around $6, $7.31, and if we look at the current price, we are right below 50. Oh my god, I really feel bad for people who actually got to buy right around $6 or $7.31. I mean, like this. I mean, it's really a bad thing to laugh at, such type of things, because I've also done the same. I've actually bought the top, and I really understand the pain of how frustrating it is. Can you imagine buying Steem at $7.31, and right now the current price is about 41 cents? That's like really, really losing a good chunk of your money. So yeah, I'm sorry for finding this very humorous, and I didn't mean to be rude, but hope you guys are learning. Hope you guys are going to prevent your family members from doing the same. So FOMO is one hell of a drug. Do not FOMO. So as far as Steem is concerned, right, unfortunately we've been having consistent loss of volume, consistent loss of volume, and it's really a bad thing because I was expecting the steemit, or rather Steem community, to be a little bit sophisticated, because I don't know, they are mostly abandoning their project, and people are losing faith in the Steem community. Obviously steemit is a very good platform where you can actually get to make money, but I have been hearing a little bit of complaints as far as the bots are concerned, as far as you know, the people who had invested quite a lot of money in Steem, aka the whales, how they are taking advantage of the whole entire system, whereby they just simply get to like earn more money, you know. So I think that's really a bad system, and obviously this is one of the reasons why Steem is not really doing well, as reflected on the charts right over here. So obviously you guys have been hearing how excited I am according to using the slingshot indicator right over here. So as you guys can clearly see here, we've got this light blue candle. That really means that's a conservative entry, and you guys always have to always compare the volume. So when you have a situation where the volume is declining, right, and you have a conservative entry, the logical thing to do is short the market. So if you shorted the market right around this area, right around 0.001121 Satoshi, let's just call it 1121 Satoshi, right, you would have made a lot of money shorting Steem right over here. So I'm obviously going to be looking out for a lot of market turnaround situations where the volume is going to end up, you know, doing something like that. So if we're going to have a very good bump in terms of the volume, where the volume is obviously going to be closing above the orange line, which is the 13 EMA, then I'm obviously going to look into longing Steem right now. But as far as everything is concerned, it really seems we are far from going back as far as Steem is concerned. But obviously we had a very good market turnaround right around this area. As you guys can clearly see one more time, the slingshot system gave us a very good conservative entry right over here. We've got that one, and we've also got that one right over here. So if you ended up longing the market, you would have obviously done tremendously well right over here. But the funny thing is, instead of us having some sort of double bottom, or rather finding quite a lot of substantial amount of base support right over here, we are almost going below the support right around this area. I don't really know whether you guys can clearly see it. So this is where we had this support, and it seems we are right around this area. So obviously in the past we had a situation where the price of Steem was slightly below this area. And look at this massive wick to the downside. This was a crazy week. Look at all this. Look at this long wick to the downside. I'm sure a lot of people really got liquidated. So this is one of the reasons why I hate trading some alternative cryptocurrencies, because you've got liquidation price points for no reasons. Look at this massive wick to the downside. Like, what the hell happened? So you guys always have to be very careful when it comes to trading a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies. So obviously we might have a situation where Steem might end up going back to this previous bottom right around this area. So I don't know, it's very unfortunate. I hope you guys are hanging in there. You know, a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies usually come back up. They usually have a very good comeback. So I really urge you guys to look out for the volume. Use the unbalanced volume. It is very reliable, and it is very fast in terms of reflecting what's really happening at that particular moment. So yeah, as you guys can clearly see right over here on the daily chart, we are turning red. So that really means prepare yourselves, brace yourselves, because we might end up, you know, continuing, or rather going down a little bit more. So those are just the things that I really wanted to talk about. So as far as Steemit is concerned, do you guys use Steemit? You know, the platform where, you know, people put up a lot of articles and other stuff. Have you guys been very active on Steemit? Is Steemit dead? What's really happening to the whole entire Steemit platform? What's really happening to the whole entire Steem community? Because somebody once told me, show me the charts and I will let you know what the news is all about. So I think last year Steem or rather the Steem Foundation ended up cutting off a lot of jobs. They ended up firing a lot of people. I don't know, they are running out of money, I think. So obviously the foundation, or rather the company, is not really doing too well financially, if I can put it that way. But it doesn't really matter. There's always money making opportunities out there, and you guys already know my tools, you guys already know my trading indicators, and you guys can obviously get to benefit from what's really going to happen. But right now I wouldn't buy Steem because it is still lacking a lot of volume. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, and I hope you guys had a very good informative video. Unfortunately, right now the weather in Moscow is pretty bad. We are going into spring, yeah, Vesna называется. So obviously my health is a little bit shaky. I have a little bit of a cold, so please do not really get worried about me. I am still alive. It's just that the weather is changing and I have a little bit of allergies here and there, so a lot of flowers are pollinating and all that stuff. So yeah, please forgive me, and that's all I wanted to talk about today. It's been your boy Muna, and I'm going to be coming back at you tomorrow with another brand new video. So in case you've got any other last questions for me, please let me know in the comment section below. So bro, do you think it's not too late for buying more ADA? So Botrex KI, right now, if you had to buy Cardano, right, you have to be very fast and very swift, because just like I explained, Cardano has got a little bit of room to the upside, but the downward momentum is going to be very, very heavy, and you just might, I think the best thing that you would do, or rather that you can do, is give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, everything is going to be cheap. Believe you me, Bitcoin is going to be extremely cheap. Most of the alternative cryptocurrencies are going to be cheap. So don't really FOMO. FOMO is one hell of a drag. Don't FOMO right now. So I explained how you guys can take advantage of the next upcoming short Cardano uptrend. So if you really want to buy Cardano for the long run, now is not really a good time to buy, because the price is going to get cheaper. So yeah, be very careful, and unless you know exactly what you're doing. So if I were you, I'd rather wait. If you are very good at trading, then you can obviously use the 4 hourly time frame, time your entries, and you know, just try to get in a little bit cheaper. So if I were to buy Cardano right now, I would obviously reference the 4 hourly chart, right? And I would also look at the 4 hourly volume. So whenever you're going to have a situation, oh, it seems like we are having a very good volume turnaround right over here, because we are having triple bottoms as far as the volume is concerned on the 4 hourly. So guys, as you can see on the 4 hourly on Cardano, right, it seems the volume is trying to come back. Yeah, it seems we are no longer going down, right? It seems somebody out there is trying to buy Cardano, and we might have a situation where the 13 EMA might just end up doing that, right? And the volume goes back up. So if I were to buy Cardano, I would buy when the volume finds support on the 13 EMA. Right now the volume is below the 13 EMA. So when you have a situation like this, do you see what happened right over here? We had very good consistent downward volume, then all of a sudden we had a lot of volume, and then we just continued you know, trending up. So if you have a situation where the volume is right above the 13 EMA, that could be a very good short-term buy entry. And whenever you have the volume bouncing off of the 13 EMA, that's going to be a very good trading scenario for you right over there. But of course, if you're trying to buy for the long term, right, if you're trying to buy Cardano right now and just keeping it, I don't know, for the next 2 years, I think it's very good for you to just give it a little bit of time. Give it a little bit of time, because we are going to have the similar situation right over here, where, for example, everything goes back cheap right over here, and you end up finding another bottom. So it's very good for you to just give it a few weeks, wait for the prices to be cheaper, and then buy for the long term. Like right over here, when we have another double bottom where we go back and test the best, right, then just go heavy into these cryptocurrencies and wait for the next bull market. So don't buy a lot of Cardano. If you are about to buy Cardano or any other alternative cryptocurrency, just buy a little bit and see what the market is going to be, where the market is going to go, and what the market is going to do. So those are the things I would definitely look out for. So I really hope that you understand. There's a lot of people who usually never watch the whole entire stream, and they just get a few tidbits here and there, and they miss the whole general idea, because I broke down everything. I broke down how Bitcoin is going to affect alternative cryptocurrencies, how Bitcoin is going to find the bottom or even potentially have a lower low at the best right over there. So a lot of people usually don't get to listen to the whole entire thing, so they usually just try to pick a few points here and there, and then they end up arguing with me. So it's very important for you guys to always watch the whole entire thing, listen to my analogy, and obviously get a few things here and there. And yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you guys today. So I hope you guys are really going to enjoy your day. It's been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x. Smash the likes, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So take care, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.